Elisa, thank you for joining me. I've been filming a series of short yoga practices for people that haven't got a lot of time perhaps on their hands but would like to do a little bit of yoga, maybe first thing in the morning when you get home from work at night, or perhaps partway through your day. So for this practice you just need a mat, actually, nothing else. So just taking your time just to get yourself into a position on all fours. And then we'll just start for a few breaths in child pose. Just come back onto your heels, let your forehead melt down to the ground and frame your ears with your arms. Now if you get into child pose and you're struggling, you can separate your knees as wide apart as possible and let your torso melt between your thighs. And if it still feels uncomfortable, then perhaps just make a couple of fists with your hands and let your forehead rest on your top fist. So you're supporting your head and it's not uncomfortably hanging out in space. If you're able to bring your forehead all the way down to the ground, then good for you, but just find a comfortable place and settle into your body, settle into your breath, and just take a deep breath in, counting silently to 5 or 6 in your mind, and then take a slow breath out, repeating that count again in your brain. Feel as you inhale slowly for 5 or 6 counts, the back of your body, the side ribs and the belly expand. And as you exhale, feel your muscles of your back and shoulders relax, your belly cave and your pelvic floor muscles subtly engage. Take a few more rounds and just notice the feelings associated with breathing in and observe the feelings associated with breathing out. And when the next exhalation completes itself and the urge to inhale bubbles up inside again, use the inhalation to rise up to kneeling on all fours. As you exhale, press down your toenails, tuck between your legs your tailbone, and come into a cat, doming your back, chin to the chest, gazing at your navel. And as you inhale, soften your elbows, tuck under your toes, and lift your gaze through heart and eyes at the same time. Feel as if you're drawing your wrists towards your knees and your knees to your wrists. Exhale as you come into cat arch, initiating the movement with the tailbone. Again, initiate with the tail as you inhale and take dog tail. Keep going, exhaling to come into cat, inhaling to come into dog, and gradually begin to build a little speed. And as you build up speed, exhaling to pump out the breath and come into cat, inhaling to transition to dog tail. See if you can keep going and breathing steadily, moving to the rhythm of that breathing. Start to pump out the breath as you come into cat. Like a pair of bellows, just moving a little bit more vigorously, so leaving that slower breath behind and really waking up the spine and creating a little bit of heat. Now come back to a neutral spine whereby your back is flat. And take your right leg back and stand your right foot, standing it on the cupboard door, stand your right foot clean on the wall behind, keeping your hips aligned. As you exhale, bring your knee into your brow and cave your belly. And as you inhale, reach back. Exhale, hover, take a little baby chaturanga. Inhale, lift. Exhale, forehead greets the knee. Inhale. Exhale, hover. Inhale, rise. Exhale again, forehead to knee. Inhale. And exhale with elbows tucked in by your sides, hover. Now inhale, lift. Keeping your leg high, exhale and draw your right foot out to the right side. Now inhale, pointing your toes, look over your left shoulder as you direction your toes to the back corner of the room. Exhale. And inhale. Exhaling. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Now as you exhale, take your right foot out to the side in line with your hip. Lower your foot to the floor and try to ground the little toe side of your foot. Begin to walk your hands forwards and come into this variation of heart-melting pose. Maybe bring your elbows, forearms to the floor first and see how that feels. Then, if you feel okay, take your hands further forwards and see if you can settle your brow towards the floor whilst your buttocks dome upwards towards the sky. Take some deep breaths there. Long, steady, conscious breaths, moving in and out of your body once again through your nose. And so gently from here, bring yourself back up with your wrists beneath your shoulders. Now, apologies for not mirroring, because as I transition my right foot right, I'm just going to turn to show you so that you get my front view and you can see what I'm doing. You're preparing to come into gate pose. So obviously your right foot is out to the side as you slide your hand all the way down the outer calf. And take your left arm up and overhead, just reaching into space and stretching out your side ribs and your waist. Now exhale, bow humbly down towards the ground and place your hand on the heel of your left foot and then reach back, taking a variation on Ustrasana the camel. Exhaling as you reach up and reaching down. Deep breath in. Exhale, bow down. Inhale and exhale. Taking a deep breath in. Now bring yourself all the way up to kneel on both of your heels. Tuck under your toes and just perched on your heels. So your toes are tucked under. Get a little toe stretch. Interlock your fingers. Keep breathing deeply and send your knuckles to the floor beneath your tail. With your thighs squeezed together, look upwards through heart and eyes towards the heavens. Opening up your chest, smiling your lips. Slowly from here, taking rabbit pose. As you cave your belly and fold, begin to let your knuckles drift away from your back. Find yourself just gently rolling over the hairline onto the crown of your head while lifting your shoulders, your trapezius muscles away from your ears. As your knuckles rise, try not to force this shape on yourself. Make sure that your neck feels comfortable. And as you're imagining pulling your knuckles up towards the sky and lifting your shoulders upwards, keep gazing back towards your belly and breathe your steady breaths. On the exhale, slowly roll back over your hairline, bring your knuckles to the floor, and then come all the way up to kneel. And as you come all the way up to kneel, just take a moment or two to bring yourself back onto all fours. Now I need to change direction, but you stay orientated the way that you are. Now bring your wrists beneath your shoulders, knees beneath your hips again. This time, take your left foot back, left leg parallel to the floor. So we're going into our dancing cat. Exhale as you cave your belly and arch your back. Forehead greets the knee. Inhale, reach back. Baby chaturanga, baby crocodile, elbows tucked in. Exhale, lower your chin. Inhale, really strong arms as you rise. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale. Exhale, hover. Inhale, rise. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale, rise. Now take your left leg out to the side as you exhale. And as you inhale, look over your right shoulder in the direction of your toes. Exhaling. And inhale. Exhale, really flex out the foot, belly to spine. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. And inhale. Now take your left leg out to the side and lower it gently to the floor, grounding the little toe side of your left foot, the ball of your big toe. And from here, start to walk your hands forwards. And as you did perhaps before, bring your elbows to the floor and just check in, make sure everything feels supported and that you don't feel that you're going to suddenly collapse into a heap. You might just stay here, and that's great. Just breathe into that shape. Long, conscious breaths again. However, you might have found yourself successfully able to move forwards a little bit more as you come into this variation of melting heart pose, and lower your brow and your heart onto the ground. Breathe into whatever shape you've managed to find. From heart melting pose, slightly awkward manoeuvre, bring your wrists back beneath your shoulders. And like I say, I'm not mirroring you now, and you can stay with your leg where it is, but I'm just bringing myself to face you as you come all the way up to prep your gate pose sequence. Spread your arms like an eagle in flight. Bring your left hand onto your left outer thigh and let your right arm frame the side of your face. Then bow forwards, taking your hand to the heel and pendulum your left arm past your torso and reach up and overhead, taking your back bend. Exhaling again, reaching over towards your calf, taking your gate pose. And then slowly exhale, transition with an in-breath, come into your variation of camel. Exhale, inhale, exhaling, and inhale. One more the same as you exhale again, and inhale, exhale, and inhale. Now bring both knees back underneath your hips and reverse both sitting bones back onto your heels. And take a moment or two to sit quietly with yourself, breathing deeply. With your shoulders melting away from your ears, your breath steady. Now from here, coming into full melting heart pose. Taking your hands out in front of you and knees slightly behind your hips. Tuck under your toes and pad forwards your fingertips. Imagine your buttocks ballooning upwards to the sky as you soften your forearms, elbows, upper arms and armpits to the ground. Let your forehead ground, let your heart sink to the mat, and as you breathe into that shape, breathe consciously. And if you feel it's too much, you can bring some props into play, placing blocks underneath your elbows to give you more height. So if you need to, placing props underneath your elbows, blocks, foam cushion, a bolster, whatever you've got, and then just coming into the shape in this way. Just take a few deep breaths into your variation of melting heart pose. Notice your mind decluttering and your body becoming more and more spacious as you breathe. Your heart melting down to earth. And when you're ready, just bring yourself back. Take a moment or two to settle your torso on top of your thighs with your legs side by side. Bring the backs of your hands to rest by your feet. Soften the elbows and round your arms. And finish your practice with a few quiet, introspective moments in child pose. Allowing yourself a moment or two just to settle and prepare to get on with the rest of your day. As you come back up to kneel, bring your hands to your heart and take a few quiet moments to pause to look privately or prayerfully into your heart today. Maybe setting a positive intention for what remains of the day ahead.